In the early 1800s, a quiet city in northern England hid a dangerous secret. Behind closed doors, a woman was running a deadly scam. She called herself a healer, a psychic, a protector against curses. But the truth was far more sinister. MaryBateman wasn't saving lives, she was taking them, poisoning her victims, and calling it magic. Her crimes would lead to the most bizarre witch trial of the 19th century. MaryBateman was born in 1768 in Yorkshire. Even as a child, she had a reputation for lying, stealing, and manipulating. But Mary didn't settle for petty theft. She evolved. She started calling herself a wise woman, a folk healer who could cure illness and lift curses, and for a fee. In an age when people feared witches and trusted magical cures more than doctors, Mary became powerful. She offered love spells, healing potions, and even protection from ghosts and curses, and her victims were often poor, superstitious, and desperate. MaryBateman's biggest weapon wasn't poison. It was belief. She convinced people she was in touch with a mysterious clairvoyant named Mrs. Blythe, who didn't actually exist. Mrs. Blythe would write letters to Mary, letters that Mary wrote herself, and inside were instructions from the spirit world. Burn this paper, pay this sum, swallow this powder. Mary claimed these rituals would protect her clients. In truth, they were slowly unaliving them. In 1806, Mary met her final victims, Rebecca and William Perigo, a couple from Leeds. Rebecca had been sick for some time. Doctors couldn't help her, so they turned to Mary. Mary said she could help, but only through magic. Mrs. Blythe, she claimed, had written, "Rebecca is cursed, but she can be saved if she drinks a special potion." The powders Mary gave Rebecca were full of poison, most likely arsenic. Rebecca drank them and kept drinking, and over the next year she suffered a long, drawn-out death. But Mary wasn't done. After Rebecca passed away, she kept scamming William. She told him his wife's spirit was restless and only more money could bring her peace. Mary milked the grieving husband for months, warning him that evil forces were coming for his soul next. Eventually, William became suspicious. He went to the police. When they searched Mary's house, what they found was shocking. Inside were bottles of poison, forged letters from Mrs. Blythe, stolen goods, and personal belongings from other victims who had mysteriously disappeared. Mary was arrested, charged with unaliving, and put on trial. The court was packed. The newspapers called her the Yorkshire Witch. Mary stayed calm. She claimed she was innocent, that Mrs. Blythe had instructed everything. But when prosecutors showed that Mrs. Blythe was fake and Mary had written every single letter, the crowd turned. Multiple witnesses said Mary had poisoned them too, but lived to tell the tale. The jury didn't take long. Guilty. On March 20th, 1809, MaryBateman was hanged in front of a massive crowd in Leeds. But her story didn't end there. Her body was publicly dissected. Strips of her skin were turned into souvenirs, some even used to bind books. Her skeleton was put on display in Leeds for over 200 years, until it was finally removed in 2015. MaryBateman blended superstition, manipulation, and death into one terrifying scheme. She didn't wear a pointy hat or ride a broom, but people truly believed she was a witch. And maybe, in a way, she was. A witch who unalived with poison instead of spells. A monster who hid behind magic. And a reminder of how far people will go when they believe in fear.